Thank you, Barbara and Terry. And now with our next batch of news, here once again are Val and Charles. Residents of an estate in Wellingborough will fight a move to turn off streetlights. Switching off lights on the Hemingwell estate last week has prompted such outrage that a Keep Our Lights On in Hemingwell Facebook group has already attracted more than 160 members. Cathy Mulholland, chairman of the Hemingwell Residents Association, said members will campaign against Northamptonshire County Council's cost-cutting scheme. She said it's pitch black here at night time and it's terrible for people's safety. There are no lights left on steps that lead down to the Hemingwell Square and it's very intimidating. They are putting people's safety at risk. I don't know how they can sleep at night, knowing that they have left us in the dark ages. Councillor Paul Bell, leader of Wellingborough Council, said, in instances where communities feel that the safety of residents and businesses is being compromised, I will personally take the matter up with the relevant County Council Cabinet member. A spokesman for Northamptonshire County Council said, we will be carrying out inspections once the switch-off has been completed to assess what changes may be required and react to genuine concerns which are evidence-based. And now for something completely different. Keene gardeners opened their gardens to the public this weekend to raise money for good causes. The Secret Gardens of Higham Ferrers event features 13 open gardens. 3 of them are opened for the very first time. Funds raised from the event will be divided between 2 Higham Ferrers causes this year, the Bell Restoration Fund for St Mary's Church and the development of a cloister garth garden in Chichiley College.
Hundreds of teachers, lecturers, job centre workers, court staff, driving test examiners and other members of a public sector union are set to strike. Members of the Public and Commercial Services Union, PCS, will hold a joint rally with the National Union of Teachers, NUT, and the Association of Teachers and Lecturers, ATL, at the Guildhall in Northampton on June the 30th to protest against cuts to their pensions, as well as jobs and pay. It was announced that the NUT and the ATL had voted in favour of a strike over changes to pensions. Gordon White, from the Northamptonshire branch of the NUT, said between 1,500 and 1,700 members from North Northamptonshire were set to take part. He said, we are expecting a big turnout from Kettering, Wellingborough, Corby and East Northamptonshire, including staff from academies, because our members in academies were balloted this time. We are hoping up to 1,700 members will come from North Northamptonshire.
Boozers who were caught drinking in the street in Wellingborough had 28 cans of lager and 4 bottles of wine confiscated from them. Police have been tackling the issue of street drinking in the town centre after residents identified it as being a problem at the end of April. Last month, officers spoke to 17 people about drinking alcohol in the street in the town centre, which is an offence as it is subject to a designated public place order. Officers seized 28 cans of lager and 4 bottles of wine from the people they stopped recently and disposed of the alcohol. A spokesman for Northamptonshire Police's Wellingborough Town Safer Community Team said, we are continuing to tackle the issue of street drinking in Wellingborough Town Centre. We are aiming to reduce street drinking calls to us over the next few months. We will also consider using our powers of issuing a £50 fixed penalty notice for disorder. Resident Don Pyle of Tudor Way, Wellingborough, said, I think it's great what police are doing, Most of the crime on a Friday and Saturday night is caused by drinking. I would like to see the no-drink zone extended to the whole of Wellingborough, to the residential areas including my local area. Carol Atter of Windsor Road, Wellingborough said, "I think it's brilliant that they seized that alcohol. It spoils the look of the town when people are walking around the town centre drinking. I think it's good that police are trying to stop it."
A hospital is planning to move its services to a new building and sell off part of its land for housing. Plans have been put forward to create a new NHS resource centre at Rushden Hospital, which would house all the current services provided in the old buildings on the site, and the community mental health team, which is currently based at Redcliffe in Wellingborough. To pay for the project, Northamptonshire Healthcare NHS Foundation Trust needs to sell off part of the site and has also put forward a planning application for 125 homes to give developers an idea of what could be built there. Rushden project manager Brian Adams of the Trust said, "The current buildings date back to the 1930s and earlier. Since then, healthcare has moved on a lot and there's a backlog of maintenance." The new centre will enable us to bring all the community mental health services, services for people with learning disabilities and physiotherapy together. But to do this we need the money from the sale of the surplus land. We have made sure we've left enough space for future expansion. Initially, the Trust's plans for the resource centre included a proposal to build 161 homes, which met with objections from councillors and residents who were worried about congestion problems in the area. As a result, it has changed its application, so now only includes 125 homes. It is also in talks with nearby Southend Infant School to address some of the problems the school has with parking. It is looking at the possibility of allowing parents to use the resource centre car park when they are picking up or dropping off children. In addition, it is in talks over whether its CCTV system will also be used to monitor the school. The development will only be able to go ahead if plans get permission and the land for housing is sold. If it does happen, the Trust will also look at the future of Redcliffe Centre. It has been suggested it might be reused for other services or sold, but no plans have been made as yet.
And now for some news in brief items. A church is holding a Heavenly Flower Festival. The 2-day event is being held at Wilbarston Church on Saturday, June the 25th and Sunday, June the 26th. The floral arrangements will be inspired by villagers' favourite hymns. The church will be open between 2 and 5 each day and